Okay, so out of the equation 1 and equation 2, which one starts with y equals 2? Okay, so that's the one that we're going to circle. Okay, so we're going to circle this one. Okay, and because we know instead it's saying, well, y used to be called this and now they're called this, okay? And now they're called 6x plus 8. They don't want to be called y anymore, okay? And so we're going to take it and we're going to plug it into the other one. So I always just kind of draw an arrow and put him up there. Okay, so we're going to copy down this equation, okay? Negative 3x, so we got negative 3x minus 3, and instead of y now, what are we writing? 6x plus 8, okay? So that's what we're going to put a parenthesis and we're going to say 6x plus 8, okay? And then we have an equals, and a minus 24. So we're going to write down minus 24. The only good thing about substitution is that the steps are the same every single time, okay? And so that repetition comes into play. And so on that aspect, it's nice, but every other aspect, it kind of sucks because there are a lot of steps, okay? So from here, your next step is always going to be to distribute. So because we have the parentheses, so you're going to say, the negative 3x is not going to change, so I'm just writing that down. Negative 3 times 6. What is negative 3 times 6? Negative 18, okay? And use your freaking calculators. Okay, negative 18x. Okay, and then we're going to have a negative 3 times 8.
24.
Negative 24 equals, and I'm going to drop this other negative 24. Okay, and then what did we figure out from yesterday? The x's. Okay, we're going to combine the two x's. So a negative 3 and a negative 18. So on your calculator, type in minus 3, minus 18. Okay, and what is that going to give you? Negative 3 minus 18. Negative 21. So you're going to get a negative 21x. Okay, and so because we combine these two, it just becomes 1. Okay, and then I have a minus 24 equals a negative 24. Okay, and now looking at this again, we're getting it smaller. Okay, we're trying to solve for x. So what needs moved? The 24. So how do I move a minus 24? We're going to add 24. Okay, and so then these ones cancel, so I get a negative 21x equals, well, what is, and again on your calculator you can type in minus 24 plus 24. Okay, what is a negative 24 plus 24? 0. Virgo, you all right?
Yes.
And then what? What's our last step there? Divide. So we're going to divide by negative 21. Okay, well what is 0 divided by negative 21? 0. Okay, so now we know the 0, okay, and you guys' best bet is to kind of draw the same arrows that I'm drawing on your paper. Okay, so we can circle this, and it's always going to get plugged into the circle one that's up here, okay? So it's always going to get plugged into whatever you circled up there, okay? Because we do need to find the y, okay? And so we can write that equation down, and there's two ways you can go about doing this. You can say y equals 6x plus 8, except for now we know what the x is. What is the x? 0. So I can use my pencil if you would like, or you can just write it straight out. And I can erase the x and put a 0 instead in its place. Okay, and then that last part is really the simplest one because you can just type it in your calculator like that. You can type in 6 parenthesis, 0, close the parenthesis, and say plus 8. And what do you get? 8. Okay, and then our very last step is the easiest one. Okay, we have to write it in a coordinate. Okay, and the coordinate goes like this. The x always comes first and then the y. Okay, well we know, what is my x? We found it. What was it? 0. Okay, and what did we find the y to be? 8. Okay, and I know that's a lot. Okay, I'm well aware that it's a lot and it's kind of confusing. Okay, so keep copying, keep working at it. Okay, you'll get better at it, and even if you don't, let's be real here. Okay, when are you ever going to use this in your lifetime? Probably not. Okay, within the next couple days, and then on your test, you just need to get good enough at it to get you through that. Okay, and I apologize, but I gotta teach it. It is what it is. Okay, so sometimes in life we just have to do things that we don't want to do. Okay, so power through. I'm well aware that they suck. Look how long this is. That's ridiculous, right? Okay, I know. Okay, so don't feel like, because people get really overwhelmed with substitution, don't feel like that I don't know. Okay, because I do. I know how long it is. That's why there's only a couple problems on the sheet. Okay. Okay, let's look at this next one. Okay, we're going to number these. Equation 1, equation 2. Which one starts out and it says y equals first? Equation 2. So that's the one we're going to circle. And we're going to plug it into the y on the other one. Okay, and so we're going to write down equation 1. So negative 7 x minus 5. And instead of y, what am I now putting there? 3x minus 20. Okay, so 3x minus 20. And then we have an equals negative 10. Okay, and again, you can look at the problem of what we did above. Okay, our next thing that we did was do these like little arrows and distribute. Okay, so we're going to drop this negative 7x. What is negative 5 times 3? Negative 15x. Okay, negative 5 times a negative 20. And I don't know what that is, so somebody knows. Huh? 100? A positive 100? Okay, thank you. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Okay, and so now we can go ahead and do what? Combine the x's, okay? And if you don't know how to do that, that's fine. Type in negative 7 minus 15. Okay, so when we put those two together, a negative 7 minus 15, what are you going to get? Negative 22 x plus 100 equals negative 10.
Is it possible to have a y in the digits?
Typically no. I will look at yours. I'll look at it in a minute. Okay, so minus 100. I would say usually they're, I don't want to tell you wrong, but at the most under 20. Okay, we're going to minus that 100 from both sides, so you're going to get negative 110. Okay, and then we need to do what? We're going to divide by negative 22. Okay, what is negative 110 divided by negative 22? You said 5? Okay, and so now we've solved our x. Okay, and I want you to kind of look at the other one. what did we do? We circled that and then we did what with it? Look at number 1. Hopefully you wrote it, like, copied it down correctly. What did we do with that? We circled it and then did what? Yeah, where did I draw an arrow to? Look at this one. So I circled it and I drew an arrow where? Yep, so to the one that I have circled up here, okay? So that's why I say, like, oh, copy down my arrows, because then you can kind of follow, like, oh, she circled and then drew it way up here, okay? So we circled, and so we're going to draw it way up here, okay? Because that's where it's going to get plugged in. So we're going to get y equals 3x minus 20, but we know our x is 5 now, minus 20. Okay, and so now you can plug in your calculator. Say 3 parenthesis, 5 close parenthesis, and minus 20, sorry. Okay, and what do you guys get? -5. Okay, and then we need to write that in a coordinate, and what comes first, the x or the y? The x, so it's going to look like 5 comma -5.
And it should work for the y coordinate, I just did that in my head.
Hold on.
Is that okay or one of those things?
At first glance, I'm going to say this is right, but I'm not 100% confident because I'm trying to look.
I'll wait until you work it.
That's fine.
That's what I was waiting to do, but my question about the y.
No, you don't need to.
No points for vacation off?
No.
Okay, because my last teacher did that, we did try to do it in our head.
No, I don't think. I mean, if you consider yourself from handwriting, absolutely. But what I struggle is when people did that whole thing and all they wrote down is 5 -5. There's no freaking way.
And you can do the
If
entire
you can, then you're in the wrong class, buddy.
No.
If you can do all that in your head, then you should be down the hall and I hate to say it, but the really good math classroom, right? So,
Even if I can't even do that.
yeah, I typically specialize in those who struggle. So if you can do all that in your head, then I think you're in the wrong class, buddy. So when people write down just that, I'm like, yeah, no, you're lying. You're lying. Can I scroll? You guys good? We're gonna do one more, okay? Number 5. Well, I'm gonna do 2 more. You guys only need to do. We'll get there. Okay, so we're gonna label these equation 1, equation 2. Which one am I gonna circle? 1 or 2? 2. Okay, and that's the only reason I number them, just so you guys can talk to me. But so we're gonna circle this one because it says y equals, and we're gonna plug it in up there. Okay, so I'm going to get -2 x plus 7, and instead of the y, I'm going to write -6 x minus 14 equals -10. Okay, and then what's our next step?
Add the 98 and subtract the. Oh, wait, sorry.
What number is this?
You want to distribute.
Yeah. And your answer is wrong somewhere. Okay, we're gonna distribute, so I'm gonna have negative 2x. And 7 times negative 6 is gonna be a negative 42x.
It's 98.
Okay, and then is that 98?
I think so, because
It's 98.
used my calculator.
So negative 98 equals negative 10. Ooh, I think I know where you messed up. Okay, we can go ahead and combine, so I'm gonna get a negative 44x minus 98 equals negative 10. Was it a negative 88?
Yeah,
Okay.
negative 44 actually, so it would have been a negative 2 altogether, which would have brought my answer down.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I was gonna say, usually I would, and this is kind of sketchy to say, but normally I think they're gonna be under 10. But very seldom you might get 11 through 20, but any higher than that, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm used to the y-axis going from 10, the same with the x-axis.
Okay, we're gonna add 98 to both sides. And that's gonna give me a positive 88. Negative 88. Positive 88.
Yeah, it'd be positive.
Just kidding.
This is negative 2.
2, negative 2, or something
Yeah,
like that.
negative 2, negative 2.
Yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and divide by negative 44. And so we get x equals negative 2.
I have a charger.
A C charger?
Yeah. Android C.
Ooh, there might be one up there. If not, I have one in my drawer somewhere. But I think it's, one of these is an Android charger. Good morning, sunshine.
You still up here?
No? Not having it? It's alright. I woke up at 6:45. Usually out of the house by then.
Did you see some up here?
There might be one up here. I don't know. It must be the black one. Well, Bug uses.
I wasn't out of the house.
Somebody charges their Android up here all the time. So one of these, unless it's in the drawer. But I'm 100% positive I have one. And then we're gonna plug this in. So we're gonna say y equals negative 6, and instead of x, I'm writing negative 2 minus 14. Okay, and when we type that in our calculator, say negative 6, parenthesis, hey, he is not here today. Thank me, negative 6 times negative 2 minus 14. Okay, and what does that give you? No. It shouldn't. 12. Negative 6 times negative 2 is 12. Negative 2. Okay, so it's going to be negative 2, comma, negative 2. Okay, I would like you guys to do number 2 and number 7. Okay, anything else you don't need to do on your sheet, so put an X on them, like a big X, not a little one. Okay? No. This is you get for working it. Okay? Okay, so put an X on all the other ones. The only ones that you should not have done right now on your sheet, okay, unless you already worked ahead and done it, is totally fine. Number 2 and number 7. Okay, those are the ones that you're gonna do.